Welcome to my channel, where AI narrates an original science fiction short story created entirely from your comments. Today's episode is called Echoes of Tomorrow. A futuristic city at night, glowing neon skyscrapers, flying cars in the sky. Suddenly, the sky fractures like broken glass, revealing a glowing rift in time. Cinematic, wide-angle shot, dramatic lighting, high detail, sci-fi style. Scene 2. The protagonist. A young female scientist in a futuristic laboratory, surrounded by holographic screens, quantum computers, and glowing blue lights. She looks worried, speaking into a recorder. Close-up cinematic shot, dramatic shadows, sci-fi atmosphere. If this anomaly grows, our entire timeline could collapse. The stranger, a mysterious figure, steps out of the glowing rift. They wear a futuristic exosuit with bright neon armor. The scientist stares in shock. Medium shot, cinematic lens flare, suspenseful atmosphere. Stranger, I am from the last timeline, and you are our only hope. Scientist, you're me. The conflict. The city glitches, buildings flicker, people freeze mid-motion, the sky distorts like static. The scientist and the stranger argue while holograms show collapsing timelines. Cinematic camera movements, intense sci-fi energy, chaos. Stranger, the fracture feeds on paradox. We must seal it before it consumes everything. Scientist, but if I help you, I might erase myself. The decision. Inside the lab, the scientist builds a glowing quantum stabilizer with floating nanobots. The stranger channels power from their suit into the device. Sparks and glowing energy fill the room. Dynamic close-up shots, futuristic atmosphere. Scientist, sometimes saving the future means sacrificing the present. The sacrifice. The stranger carries the stabilizer into the glowing rift. Bright energy beams swirl around. The city trembles as the rift starts closing. Slow motion cinematic shot, epic sci-fi visuals. Stranger, tell them, we fought for tomorrow. Epilogue. The city is calm again. The scientist stands on a rooftop, looking at the sky, where a faint glowing crack still remains. Cinematic wide shot, hopeful but mysterious tone, sci-fi atmosphere. Narration. The timeline was saved, but echoes of tomorrow still whisper in the shadows. Final outro. A futuristic neon text animation glowing in the dark. Subscribe and like the video. Cyberpunk style, glitch effects, cinematic outro. Voiceover. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Now let's play through the story. Here's scene 1. Futuristic city at night. Skyscrapers pierce the clouds, their neon lights pulsing with life. Sleek flying cars zoom through the air, leaving trails of light in their wake. Suddenly, the sky tears open, revealing a jagged rift of swirling energy. It's like broken glass, but instead of shards, it showers temporal fragments. This isn't a natural phenomenon. It's a wound in the very fabric of time. The camera holds its ground, letting the full scope of the spectacle unfold. Here's scene 2. In a high-tech lab, holographic displays hum with data, quantum computers glow with ethereal light, and strange symbols dance across the monitors. At the center of it all is a young woman with determined eyes and hands that move with practiced precision. Her name is Elara, a brilliant scientist who's dedicated her life to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. Right now, though, her face is creased with worry. As she speaks into a recorder, her voice tight with concern. If this anomaly grows, our entire timeline could collapse, she says, her gaze fixed on the monitor displaying the ever-widening rift. The image flickers, showing glimpses of a distorted past and a fragmented future. Time itself seems to be unraveling before her eyes. Here's scene 3. From the fractured sky, a lone figure emerges. They seem almost alien-like in their appearance, clad in a sleek, futuristic exosuit with bright neon armor that seems to pulse with otherworldly energy. Their helmet is adorned with intricate patterns that glow with an eerie light. With each step they take, the rift behind them seems to grow wider, threatening to consume everything in its path. Alara watches in awe and trepidation as the stranger approaches, their face obscured by the helmet's shimmering surface. The silence is deafening, broken only by the hum of the rift. Then the stranger removes their helmet, revealing a face that is both familiar and otherworldly. I am from the last timeline, the stranger says, their voice echoing with urgency. And you are our only hope. Alara stares back in disbelief. You're me? Here's scene 4. The city is in chaos. Buildings flicker in and out of existence. People freeze mid-step, their faces frozen in expressions of surprise or fear. Cars hover in midair, suspended between two moments in time. The sky writhes with energy, the rift's influence warping the very fabric of reality. Inside the lab, Alora and her double, who introduces herself as Kira, race against time. The fracture feeds on paradox, Kira explains, her voice strained. We must seal it before it consumes everything. Alora hesitates, torn between her duty to protect the timeline and the fear of losing herself in the process. But if I help you, I might erase myself. Here's scene 5. Back in the lab, Alora throws herself into her work. She manipulates glowing orbs filled with nanobots, weaving them together with strands of light. Kira joins her, reaching deep into her own suit, drawing power from its core. Together, they channel their combined energy into the device, causing it to flare with blinding light. As the rift continues to expand outside, threatening to swallow the city whole, Alora and Kira complete their quantum stabilizer, a device designed to mend the tears in spacetime. Here's scene 6. Kira straps the stabilizer to her chest, its cool touch a stark contrast to the burning urgency of the task ahead. She turns to Alora, a faint smile touching her lips. Sometimes saving the future means sacrificing the present. With that, she steps into the widening rift, the portal's energy coiling around her like a living thing. As she disappears into the maelstrom, the city around them trembles. Buildings groan, their foundations shaken by the struggle between past, present, and future. Here's scene 7. Back in the lab, Alora watches the rift begin to close, swallowing Kira's image along with it. As the portal disappears, leaving only a faint glowing crack in its wake, a sense of calm returns to the city. The buildings stand tall and proud once more, their lights twinkling merrily. The citizens, oblivious to the temporal tempest that had nearly consumed them, go about their lives. On a rooftop overlooking the city, Alora stands bathed in the soft glow of the setting sun. Her silhouette is etched against the darkening sky, a beacon of hope amidst the fading light. Below her, the city comes alive with the promise of a new day. The events of the past few hours feel like a half-remembered dream, a fevered dream of fractured timelines and near-apocalyptic chaos. Yet as she looks up at the faint glowing crack that still remains in the sky, a shiver runs down her spine. The timeline may have been saved, but echoes of tomorrow still whisper in the shadows. What secrets do they hold? Only time will tell. And finally, here's our outro. Futuristic neon text appears against the dark backdrop of the night sky. It pulses with an otherworldly glow, seeming to float above the city like a neon mirage. The text spells out a simple message: subscribe and like the video. It's a call to action for the viewers, urging them to engage with the content. The message is delivered in a cyberpunk-style font, one that speaks of a future where technology and neon lights intertwine. Around the text, glitch effects dance erratically, adding a layer of digital chaos that mirrors the story's journey through fractured timelines. The scene fades to black, leaving the audience with a final voiceover. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It's a friendly reminder, a wink from the characters to the audience, cementing the connection between the story and its viewers. The voice is calm, ensuring that the audience feels the impact of the message before being plunged into the comforting darkness. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's AI-narrated sci-fi adventure, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Your engagement fuels our journey through the cosmos, enabling us to keep bringing these thrilling stories to life. Until next time, keep looking up and keep living on the edge of tomorrow.